Right. And welcome on into DMS Adventurers Tavern, where adventure is always on the menu. We are here for our Eberron Oracle of War campaign. But before we do get started in that, I do want to go ahead and announce that we are having a special fundraiser game tomorrow. We're raising money for Reese. Unfortunately, it is a sad moment, but we're gonna be having fun and celebrating her tomorrow, 6 p.m. Pacific time, time of our normal games. And we're gonna just have a great time. I got a bunch of treats for treat times, and we're gonna I'm gonna run an adventure that if she had the chance, she would totally be in it. So we're gonna get her a fun adventure to raise some money to cover some vet bills that will be coming very soon. So, alright, but that is tomorrow. That is a tomorrow problem. Today problem is you guys surviving in Eberron. So, with that, there's the dice roll I was looking for. Alright, thank you, Tor. Okay.
Do it. I can't click on anything else until I do it.
I know, you can't click on anything else. Nothing else will load on Roll20 at all until you push that button specifically, I'm sure.
No, Roll20's fine. I can't do anything until I...
Oh, that's a good hashtag. I like that.
Yes.
Okay, I like that. Okay. Alright, so, with all of that, we do have our adventure that y'all have been going on for just a little while, because that's, 19 levels ago when you started this. You knew that there was something about an oracle, something about war, something about, well, Eberron. But the one thing you didn't know at that point, or really up until the beginning of this chapter, was that there was also time travel in this adventure. As you are being sent back 5 days, no less than 5 whole days, for certain 5 whole days, back in the past, to go in and prepare yourselves to infiltrate the stronghold that the Lord of Blades will be ending up in after the war that you guys just fought in, is taken, and you are meant to find a spot and make sure to not influence certain things, because certain things have to happen the way that they happened. So, the people that you saw on the battlefield must stay on the battlefield. So, you cannot kill them first. That's the key is here. But, when we left off, you guys had made it into the past, and with the knowledge that you would not be getting the benefits of a long rest while you are in this time. So there will be no
long or short.
Or short, yeah, or short. There will be no recovering of any of the spell slots or things like that. So just a reminder of the harshness that is Eberron. Now, you guys, and the other thing was, there are, and we learned this at the very end of our adventure, there are in fact time travel consequences. Every time you do something to interfere with certain things, there is consequences for it, and you learn this quite the hard way, as you all took some psychic damage due to a slight consequence that you did. Just
Do
little.
we feel like we got off easy, like this only gets worse, or...
I mean,
Probably.
okay, so I'm not gonna. I'm gonna be completely transparent with you. One of the time travel consequences is not damage. It literally is the world ends.
Oh,
So do
cool.
with that what you will, there, Mauler.
You
Uh
shouldn't have
huh.
called me that.
Uh huh. Uh huh.
What? Kill us
Because
all.
I mean, realistically, you could go in, you could kill the Lord of Blades, and whatever. Probably gonna be some pretty bad consequences. One of which literally explodes the world because you have broke time travel. So, I mean, maybe might just be a little bit of an issue. Maybe a little bit. So,
Okay, what if we just go in and we loosen all his bolts? Like, just enough where they're still functional for a little bit, but then when he gets on the battlefield, he falls apart.
I mean, if you want to get that close to him,
I wanted to see about rewiring or taking out the homing device in some of those guys.
mm-hmm. So, you did have a little bit of the consequences when you dealt with the hulking Warforged Titan that stands guard in the narrow entrance, but you were able to get past. And you went into the
we
glass.
didn't fight.
I know you did not, because he was one of those people that is meant to be on the battlefield. Because you quite literally fight him later. Now.
So it's not that we're not killing people. It's just like a later gram. We're gonna do it later.
Exactly. It's one of those things where it's like, cool. So, oh, you're you. Let's deal with you later. You're a tomorrow problem, as it were. So, with that, you are in the cavern, the glass cavern, as it were. Um, Now, just a reminder: the glass cavern interior is a shock to the senses after the barren desolation of the glass plateau. It stretches at least 3 miles wide, with a column of crystalline black rock reaching to the ceiling in its center. Green clouds laced with flashes of lightning lazily float across the landscape, which is scored by rivers of lava. To the east, the jungle of the likes of which you've never seen, a mass of wood, iron, and steel shaped into jagged palms and ferns. To the west, a broad savanna of bunched metal fibers stretched to the walls. Giant metal beasts stalk the cavern floor, and mechanical insects buzz through the air. Now, you guys chose to go over and explore the jungle, which you found that there were some beasts over there that and some of you tried to follow some of them, but you found a gentleman that you had been tasked to find, as well as finding a mechanical dragon and his rider, whom you had met in the future and given, and he gave Arthur back his own staff. So you definitely made a success on that. Now, with that, you were able to travel over to part of the savannah uh, with the 2 people that you found, and hide out within his little hideout. Now, Garvin, which is the guy with the dragon, uh, is a half human, half warforged artificer. Now, he had come to the Lifespark Foundry in search of his master, Eberron, which you guys also found, from House Kenneth, the artificer who gave Sepience to the Warforged. Literally, the guy who created the Warforged is right here with you. And you are now within Garvin's hideout, which is just this little group of scrap metal that he has kind of made into a kind of a shelter looking thing. This area, though, just to be clear, is dangerous. You are in the savannah, but it's dangerous due to blade patrols, which you are noticing are starting to come in. Um, but also there's like living barbed wire, because remember, you are in fact in the Mournlands where magic is weird and and things are sentient and weird. So, with that, uh, we find ourselves within the savannah of the Glass Cavern, and quite literally trying to figure out how you are going to hide from the Warforged that are coming in, because you have 4 days left. You come to the end of day 1 hiding out with Garvin in his hideout. Now, you're not getting the benefits of the long or short rest, so there is plenty of time for you guys to do things. I will say, however, because this is actually time going by, if you choose to stay awake for the entire time, you might actually incur exhaustion.
Oh,
You
man.
told us it wouldn't.
Like, if you do like the whole freaking time. But you are welcome to do whatever you would like during this downtime that you have. So,
I'm gonna turn to my friend and be like, so, I saw this monkey,
mm-hmm.
and I would like to be a friend. Can I have a pet monkey?
Aaron looks at you and he goes, "They are not pets. They are creatures that are within the jungle."
But you're making them.
Well, yes, of course.
So can I have a monkey companion? Maybe that's the better word for it, a companion.
Oh, I see. Well, I must say I haven't really thought of any of them as companions.
So you're just off here sending these creatures into the jungle.
Well,
no companionship. Just
not
randomly
yet.
going.
Well, yes, of course, but you know.
You understand that's an environmental crime.
It is not.
You cannot just bring new beings into the world.
But I can.
I strongly disagree. People do it every day.
But
and you, with your boyfriend, should know better.
Hey, we have been very careful not to bring new beings into this world. Thank you very much. we are already parenting you, Cinda. So
yeah, you can keep trying, but it's not gonna work.
Well, that's parenting. It usually doesn't work.
I think that we have raised her to be a fine young, whatever she is.
I think that we have raised them to be, well, to not listen to us, but that's beside the point. Nobody listens to their parents. I mean, really.
Very true.
I don't need parents.
Yes, you do.
See, exactly. See, that's exactly what every child says. They don't need parents until they do.
No, because I got my super cool grandpa over there with the stick.
Well, Grandpa isn't gonna live very much longer, okay? We've already decided this.
Hey, Arthur!
Murder?
Hey, Arthur! Roll a D100.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh man, is this the day?
Today's the day, even though he's not in the right timeline.
So if we are in the past, right?
This is why I'm doing it.
It's not rolling.
I know. I see that. Rude. There it goes.
A whole bunch.
Oh, okay. You're good. You're good.
Wow. Oh, 2D100. I don't know how that happened.
As much as we both appreciate Uncle Festa over there spoiling you to the ends of the earth, the time will come sooner than later to wheel him into the old folks' home.
It's Arthur really.
And then, like 2 years later, I'll stick you guys in there with him.
Oh. The old okay. So now I do have to point this out. The gentleman that was working in the forge.
Cinder, please tell me that you were using vicious mockery.
I am not that.
So
I'm just a teenager with an attitude.
were you channeling Crebus's vicious mockery right there?
Hey, if they want to be my parents so much and want to have people taking care of them, I can arrange
You'll be
that.
fine. You gotta find them first.
Yeah, I can find me.
So
beg to differ.
the
Just for that little crack, young lady, we're gonna be putting a lantern in your room to avoid all shadows. No skulking for a week.
Oddly
So-
enough, lanterns make a shit ton of shadows.
they make a shit
You
ton
have
of.
to find my room, you have to find me, and you have to try and keep me. I have magic too, dude.
Huh.
As
We
do
have
I.
bigger issues than you guys deciding to parent me.
There's no bigger issue than parenthood.
So he the creator person Aaron, he now this is a guy that he is human, and he very much, you can tell, he looks very obsessed with his work. You know, he has grown a mane of wild hair. His clothes are filthy, you know, threadbare, and you know, very much not, you know, he's the crazy Uncle Fester, to be perfectly honest. Um, you know, he's got that kind of that look going on here, but yeah, he kind of looks at you guys and he's just watching you, and he kind of turns to the other guy that was with you, Garvin, and he goes, you know, I may have been gone for 28 years, but I definitely don't miss that. As he points over to this whole little family argument going on over there, and he says, "You know, my father, my father kicked me out, and uh, he used my creations that I made to indoctor into the legions of tireless warriors. And when I protested, he disinherited me. Uh, so I must say, um, and he kind of turns and he looks over at Cinder and Dorian and Raven, and
Yeah, because these two are trying to parent a giant bugbear right now.
yeah, I do want to remind you that Cinder currently
Yes.
looks like that.
They're adopted.
Uh-huh.
That is
Um,
nothing compared to the judgmental gaze of a parent, capable
It-
of deflating any moment.
he looks over and he kind of looks at Dorian, and he kind of gives you this like, are you gonna be that guy, you know, and having kind of that flash of his father, you know, disowning him, uh, and he looks at Raven and he just kind of shakes his head, and he goes to look at Cinder, and he goes, wait, where'd they go?
This is normal for them, you know. Sometimes they just need some space to themselves, but they're still listening to everything. That's why we keep talking. We just can't see them anymore.
Right. Okay. Now, I must
That
say,
doesn't sound any better.
no, it does not. I must say, you asked for one of the monkey creatures. I have to say, I do not like to give these creatures out, because honestly, I I hope that with these creations that I am making, we can uh we can make it a better world. And
Okay, but did you research the population of this area? You know, are they native? Are the animals at least somewhat native to this area?
they are all warforged.
Well, what do Warforged eat? Grievous, what do Warforged eat?
I just like like Mahler has been like staring off, like just like at this point he just like tunes out the arguments. It's like whatever. But then like at this he just kind of like slowly rotates his head, waiting to see what Kribis says.
Yeah, and
like, does he indulge them?
oh, I'll eat this, and he just starts picking up things and putting them in his mouth. And this, no, we don't eat. It's not required.
Okay. But are they violent? Are they going to kill the natural wildlife here?
You have to understand, I am making it better. I am building an entirely new world for my creations, a better world for a better species, of course. I mean,
we're split into the world already, so how's that a new world?
I am making a new world here.
Do
not look and around you.
I wonder if your gods wondered if you would be violent when they created us.
I mean, they probably didn't think we would be violent, but they were sorely mistaken. But that's exactly the point.
I can lead my creations into a glorious new future, a world of hope, of peace. And this world that we live in right now, this rotten world can just go back to the mud.
Well, you live in this rotten world, so you probably
for now.
So, my hearing is you support what the Lord of Blades is doing.
If I may be bold, what answer can he give you that you will accept?
That is a fair point, but I'm also kind of worried by his talk that he wants what the Lord of Blade also wants, which is no humanoid life forms, no flesh, only mechanics.
He didn't say that. He just wanted them to be free.
But he also said that he wanted a new world.
Yeah, because the previous world, led by beings of flesh, wished to use us who were mechanical.
Yes, my father took my creations. My creations were not made with the intention of war. My creations were meant to make the world better. To make creatures like... And he kind of turns and he looks at Kribis and he looks at Mahler and he says, they were made... The reason I made these creatures sentient, the reason that I created them in the first place was to make the world better. To make it so that there would be... And he kind of looks over directly at Mahler and he says, that there would be protectors when we needed them. And he looks over at Kribis and he says, and there would be teachers that could teach or tell stories or whatever we needed them to do to take care of others in this world. That is why I created them, but my father is the one who took my plans and, well, made them into the monsters that some of the Warforged now are.
Well, if they're sentient, if that's their free will, isn't it possible that they chose to become those monsters?
That is perhaps true, but I don't believe that the Lord of Blades will be any problem for me. I mean, after all, as a Warforged, surely he can be persuaded to join me in my new world.
I don't foresee that happening.
Unfortunately, not all Warforged are as logical as the ones that we are with. They are just like humans, just like the fleshy beings. They're good and they're bad, and unfortunately, when you make something sentient, some will be good, some will be bad. You have no control over that.
That is true. I agree, but...
And yet, from out of nowhere, you have decided to try and take control over me. I'm sentient. I have my own wants and needs.
Yes,
and child, you don't know what you need.
My child has been left alive.
I felt like I was in trouble.
Right? Okay, I felt like I was in trouble. And
We're
I'm
all
not.
grounded.
Yeah.
Did that remind you of when we were at my parents' house and
A little bit, yeah.
my sister-in-law had to call the people for the food they messed up, and she's fluent in Chinese. So are they. So she starts talking to them, and me and her daughter both go, "Oh no, somebody's in trouble."
Yep. Exactly. But
Might
it was.
not understand the words, but I know that
But
tone of voice.
yeah, you got the tone. Yep. Yep.
I mean, to be fair, I barely trust Creebus. I'm sure. I feel like he will turn on us at any moment, but I'm giving him that opportunity to turn on us if he so chooses. If so, then we'll have to take him down.
Yep. So.
How's Grievous feel?
Yeah, I was gonna say. So, Creebus, what do you do in response to that?
I cast wish.
Okay, what are you wishing for?
No, I'm just kidding.
Be a real rabbit.
Waste it. I'm not gonna waste it.
I was gonna say this.
Be a real rabbit.
I'm
Makes
like.
everyone Warforged.
Yeah, right. Yep.
Everything's a Warforged.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, that wish theoretically turn all of us into Warforges, or would it make us disappear?
Our timeline would probably just poof.
I mean, we've already fucked up this timeline, so you know.
Well, you fucked up once, so let's see what happens if you keep going. What could possibly go wrong? Oh wait, the world could end. That is what it is.
Did she tell me out loud that she thinks I'm gonna?
Yep.
But she also said that, she's giving you a chance to, not.
I mean, this has not been a secret that we question Creebus all the time.
I cast psychic scream.
Oh God.
Okay.
No.
Yep.
I just tell them you know better than that.
I mean, I also know better than try to tell Cinder what to do, but we see how that works.
Yeah, it works quite well as you look around and you do not see her or do not see them anywhere. Yep. Nope. Gone totally and completely, nowhere to be seen.
I mean, to be fair, theoretically, any of us could turn on the other one at any point. We're free will beings, shit happens.
I could use a martini.
Did you bring any with you?
No.
That's only if you believe in free will.
As
I do believe it.
the two are just sitting there, just watching all of this conversation. They're like, yeah, the old guy's like, see, this is what I'm saying. I did not miss this. The creations, they don't talk back like this. See, that's and it's been nice. It's been quiet. It's been peaceful.
We taught her not to talk back, but she's going through that rebellious streak all teenagers are known for.
I'm probably at this point I'm just gonna put my back to them with the other with our guests, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna pull out a deck of cards.
Okay.
Oh no.
And just basically just start playing a card game.
Perfect. What are you magic missiling there, Cinder?
My so-called parent?
Oh, which one? You got three. You got 3 bolts or 3 things. Where are you going with them? Are you really casting magic missile?
Are they really keep trying to tell me what to do?
Probably, yeah.
You try so hard.
Yes,
but
they are.
All they want to do is sit in their room and listening to the Evanescence albums. And
you wanna upcast that for the next one and do 2 each?
Oh man!
I'm letting her do her thing.
What's worse is
Remember, you don't get spell slots back. And here on the end of day 1, beginning of day 2.
It's gonna be a long time.
No less than 5 whole days.
Since nobody can see me right now.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to make it so they hit like the ground and the walls near them, but not actually them.
Okay.
So far.
Okay. You so out of well, actually everybody except for Cinder, give me a perception check, please.
Okay.
I'm gonna just tell you your DC is quite high on this roll. Just saying. Okay.
Then I'll use a hero point this time.
No. No, you are using it. Okay. Okay. Okay.
You want me to roll again?
No, I was gonna
Does a
use the one that you did.
29 make it?
That's a good question. That is a very good question. Zutog, you have no idea. None whatsoever.
Zutak doesn't even know this conversation is happening. She's just
Well,
playing cards.
So, with
I
Mahler,
mean, he's listening. He's listening, just not really chiming in.
yeah.
Zutak's very confused. He says, "I don't know what this is."
So my reason for you guys rolling was to see if you knew which direction these missiles came from or these darts came from. Now, I will say, those who got over a 25, you get that they came from across the room. You don't pinpoint where exactly, but the one who got the closest would have been Krebus. And you're pretty sure you know where Cinder is for the moment until they move, but you're across the room from them. As 3 darts come from across the room and land, one on the floor between their feet, one hitting a piece of scrap metal that is just about waist high next to Raven, and the third missile hitting just right at the shoulder height of Dorian on the other side, but hitting the wall behind you.
And then I do what I do best. I hide.
I was gonna say I sneak attack. What?
No, I could take them out if I sneak attack.
Right.
I'm pretty sure I could see her.
Um.
I rolled the same as Krebus, and I'm a parent. I always know when my children are.
And a
Oh, I didn't see the 5. I thought it was the 2. Okay, so I didn't see the 5. So you know the general vicinity, but she rolled higher than your 29 for that. So you throw a stale and moldy dinner roll their direction. Hey Cinder, give me a dexterity saving throw, please. I really wish you had a level of monk, because I would totally let you grab it and throw it back.
Save. I have stuff.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
I don't know if she wants to catch that.
No, probably not. All right. Yeah, I think that roll right there literally tells you everything you need to know when it comes to Cinder. Dorian, you miss.
I have parent vision. It's the best form of true sight.
All right. So with
If
that,
only that were true.
if only, right?
If only that were true.
For
Now,
real.
This is exactly why. This is not what's supposed to happen. If we turn on ourselves, we're gonna mess up the timeline even more.
I think
Well,
Zutog actually would
don't know
like
why
chime
we're
in
fighting.
at that point. Look, Cinder, wherever you are lucky to have parents who care. I wish that my father would care about the things that I do. And to be honest, and then he looks at Mahler, I don't even know if he really cares that I'm even gone. I've been gone for insert time that
Timeline.
Zutog has been.
Yep.
Yeah. And I
Insert
don't even
a
know.
long time ago. Yep.
Yeah.
Get that little teeny tiny flashback of Mahler and Zutog leaving the on the road, getting their start several years ago.
Yes.
I want to pop up near Zutog and say, "You can have them. I don't want parents."
Well, I don't have that choice. They chose you.
We won't be saying that when she needs a ride to the sock hop.
Yeah, because I can just bam for myself there. So
Okay, so Cinder, give me a perception check, please.
Dang.
Uh-huh. I love that that is a really terrible roll, and yet it's still over 20. All of you, except for Zutog, because it's happening in the middle of Zutog's little speech here, you hear this loud, very, very loud sound coming from the northern part of the savannah. This is coming from that area where you had kind of explored a little bit, and you had found that there was a encampment set up for the Warforged. And you know what? I actually did I put it in here? Hold on. No. I forgot I had drawn a little weird ass looking map. I forgot, guys. I forgot. Okay. So you guys are all, let me put you together so I can move you. You are down at the very bottom of the left side of the map here. Okay. So I'm going to grab all of you and move you down here. So you guys are down at this very bottom of this map here. Just as a reminder, you came in down at this part right here. The whole middle is lava rivers with clouds over it. You've got the savanna animals and stuff that got drawn over here. You've got the jungle on the other side, which you had explored a little bit. And up towards the north, in that yellow section up here, is in fact the encampment area that the Warforged had set up previously. And the war camp to be specific. And you hear what sounds like the floating fortress of the Argonath as it arrives here within the castle plateau. The Warforged floating fortress seems to have arrived. And now the question is there anything that you guys would do, knowing that the Lord of Blades, I like the drawing already, thank you so much for that. The Lord of Blades and his army of Warforged are commencing within that area. Now, go ahead.
I still don't understand why we can't just try to kill him now.
Because the timeline. He has to be there to be killed later.
But if we kill him now, why do we have to kill him later?
Because that messes up other events that are supposed to happen. Like we've already done.
Now,
That's if you think there's only one timeline.
And wouldn't exist, so therefore we would not exist. So therefore we would die.
Have they established a multiverse in
Nope.
Forgotten Realms?
Nope. And you're not in Forgotten Realms, you're in Eberron.
Oh, right.
Is
there a multiverse in Eberron?
Nope. Not that you're aware of, anyway.
I'm gonna say in everybody's heads. So, we were only supposed to save one of these guys, right?
You already saved the one that you were supposed to save.
Right.
Oh, I was asking in people's heads.
I know, I'm just saying, that's the one you were supposed to save.
Oh, yeah.
We actually don't technically know we weren't supposed to save the other guy. We just know that when we did, it hurt.
Well, I'm assuming that it hurt isn't a good sign. Maybe we should just get rid of him. Either abandon him or kill him, one of the two. I mean, whatever easier.
We already got hit. We may as well just keep going.
But what if staying with him messes up the timeline even more?
Yeah, it might.
I mean, I vote we just hand him over to the Lord of Blades. We just grab him a nice little package, drop him off, and then run away.
I'm assuming that you are. I'm assuming that you are saying this not in the heads of the two other people that are with your party, correct?
Exactly.
Okay, I just
Oh, God,
just
no.
wanted to make sure for clarification purposes, cause you never know.
No, it's only in our party's heads.
Okay. Just checking. All right. So
she's suggesting turn in. What's his name?
Aaron.
Garrett. Aaron.
No, Aaron. Yeah.
Aaron.
Mhm.
To the Lord of the Blades.
Mhm.
Isn't he already working for / with the Lord of the Blades?
So he's not working for him or with him. He is using the foundry, and now the Lord of Blades is going to be coming and taking over the foundry.
Right.
And
forcibly renting the space.
Forcibly, yes. Mhm. Now the guy you rescued, he's been living here, just creating stuff out of this this foundry peacefully for many years.
Right.
And then the Lord of Blades has come in, and he didn't care that he was using that corner of the savannah. That's fine, whatever. He's warforged, it makes sense. But now you guys know, because, future, that the Lord of Blades is coming in, and he will take control of the foundry to create more warforged creations, to build his army to be bigger and stronger and faster.
Sorry, that's a $6 million man sound.
Yep. You do hear, let's see, that there is a sound that kind of comes from the center in that clouded area, and you send your familiars over there because you can send the cats, and they find what looks to be a legless wreck of a ruined colossus creation. And it looks awfully familiar creation. It looks awfully much like the one that you fought last. The last colossus you fought with. The Karen Slayer. That's the one that was at the Battle of the Broken Tower. So this Warforged Colossus has to get his legs. He has to be at that battle. Yet you know that he's there. And he's currently broken.
Right.
So this is what you learn from the cats. Now, with that, you notice that patrols start to go out around the whole area. Patrols of the Warforged soldiers, the Blades, as they are referred to. And you see that they are just searching for whatever they need. But they are very much looking around and making sure that there is nothing that they can do at the moment, but make sure it is safe. So you hide from them, I assume. And Cinder is missing again, of course. but you notice that they start coming around. Not necessarily in perfectly timed travels, but still enough. So, with that, what do you do?
I'm gonna turn to the older gentleman.
Mm-hmm.
Because the older gentleman's the one who we're not supposed to save, right?
Right. Well, the house or the abode you're in right now belongs to the guy and the dragon.
So
The older man is his he's the apprentice for him.
So, you know, if you think the Lord of Blades is such a reasonable Warforged, perhaps you should go talk to him and let him know, like, hey, let's make this a better world. Because, I mean, I think he wants to use the boundary. But, I mean, maybe he doesn't know how, necessarily, so maybe he just needs some guidance.
Perhaps.
So perhaps you
definitely go back. I could go back and get back to work. That is not a problem for me.
Oh, yes, absolutely. You don't want to put a pause in your work?
Of course, of course. Oh. Of course. I mean, our lives are not but pebbles just falling into the torrent of the stream. To affect the change, we have to really reroute the river at its source. So, of course. Well, yes, I am aware that didn't necessarily make sense, but neither does he.
Well, we'll stay here. We'll keep an eye on the place. You know, make sure the Warforged don't come in and harm your apprentice or anything.
And he says, "Oh, okay, yep, I'm good with that. All right." And you see, he starts to go, and you see the apprentice. He's like, "Wait, no, you cannot. You cannot. You must stay."
No, you don't understand. The Lord of Blades is a very reasonable Warforged, and your master here, he is very, very powerful, very bright. I'm sure they'll have a civil conversation.
I do not believe that they will. I do not believe that there is anything civil about the Lord of Blades. I mean, yes, I do believe that the Warforged are people unto themselves, of course, and deserve the freedoms all free-willed people are granted across Eberron. But the Lord of Blades, well, he does it a little extreme here. You know, I believe in freedom should be secured peacefully. He does not.
Well, then perhaps your master can help discuss that with him and convince him of that. But we don't want him to feel overwhelmed by so many people going to talk to him. I mean, your dragon might be very overwhelming for a Warforged. It's a beautiful dragon, but it's very large, very intimidating.
And this would be where Raven tries to wheedle her way into taking that, even though he won't give her a monkey.
The
whole dragon.
Keep in mind, you have to have Garvin and the dragon alive to give you guys the message to come back here.
Exactly.
So you need Garvin to be alive to do that.
And that's the goal. That's why I'm telling Garvin to stay here and the old man to go.
Yeah, so you're sending you're sending him to his death.
Do you say that out loud?
No.
Okay, just checking. Just checking. So, give me a persuasion check there, Raven. Okay.
We've been around Raven long enough to know she just wants the damn monkey, right?
She wants the whole freaking building of animals. What are you talking about? But that's not just Raven. That is actually the player.
Exactly. But no, Raven wants to fix the timeline because we already fucked up.
But by fixing the
timeline,
trying to steer back, aren't we just gonna get wrecked again?
Possibly.
We might correct it. I don't know what happens when we correct it after. I'm not sure, but regardless,
we'll find out.
Yep. Okay. So, with that, you see that he leaves. Aaron leaves. And he starts heading up north from where you are. Is anybody doing anything?
Drinking.
Okay.
I'm drinking.
That's fair.
I don't see. No.
I'm gonna start playing
Do
a
we?
game with the kids. I wanna distract them from what's going on.
Okay. All right.
So, do we know that when the Lord of Blades arrived, that he didn't encounter anyone?
Well, there was no one that you were aware of that was over there. So as far as you knew, it was just an empty area. As far as you were concerned.
Yeah, I'll probably mention this. Raven, if he does go there, if by chance he's not supposed to be, we might just be overcorrecting and crashing again. We just might be making it worse.
Well, from what we remember in the timeline, and I'm saying this in my head.
Because I can't. I had to say that.
He was supposed to be there and get kidnapped by the Lord of Blades. We don't know if he died or not. He should have been kidnapped by the Lord of Blades, and Garvin here came when he came to see us, mentioned that we need to save him.
But do we know if he was actually kidnapped?
He might be dead for all we know. I don't know. I just know that he was has some sort of involvement with the Lord of Blades.
Okay. Okay. Does he make it back to the forge?
Isn't this his area? Shouldn't he know how to get back there?
It is, but now there's other Warforged soldiers in the area.
But aren't they kind of his? They're on his side, aren't they?
No, not the Warforged.
Not the soldiers.
Warforged animals are. The animals are kind of indifferent to him. He just made them. It's the actual soldiers who are working for the Lord of Blades that are like free will and all that.
Yeah, he has not come. He has not come into contact with the Lord of Blades before.
Okay.
He has not. Okay.
What if all the Warforged had like a remote code? You just gotta tune it to them, and then they all like work.
Shut off.
Yeah.
Like on Futurama, where she designed all of her robots with antennas so she can use her universal remote control.
Yep. Okay.
I may have rewatched that recently.
All right. So, the one thing I will say, as you guys are kind of hiding out in this quite literal hideout, you do kind of send the cats out on patrols and stuff and whatnot, and you learn that there are quite a group of slaves that are currently working on repairing that Colossus. What is we're rolling initiative now? Okay. No, okay. Perfect. I like it. But you see a mixture of humans and elves and a couple of dwarves, but you see these are all quite obviously prisoners. But they start the work.
Prisoners or slaves?
Prisoners.
There's a difference.
Well, that is true. That is true. Well, actually, so Yeah, technically, hmm. Yeah, technically they are slaves, actually.
That's what you said first.
Yeah, they are. They are. Sorry. So they are currently being used as slaves.
I mean, to be fair, all slaves are prisoners, but not all prisoners are slaves.
Right.
It's the whole square rectangle argument, you know?
Mm-hmm. And this is why, out of game, this is why I tell everybody it's just like sitting around your actual dining room table on this game, because we go sidetrack off so easily.
Yay!
Mm-hmm. Alright. So, okay. Um, does anybody have the mercenary leader background? Nobody does, correct?
Leader? No.
The leader.
But
Okay.
I do have the soldier background.
You have the soldier one, right? Yeah. I didn't think so, but I was just wanted to check. So, okay.
Not I.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, are they under constant surveillance right now, or are they taking that?
They are currently being watched at all times. Yep. They are. So, but if you'd like to try to, infiltrate it, we're talking, when I say there's a lot of prisoners or, slaves, we're talking like 300 or so working on this Colossus under the very watchful eye of over 80 blade soldiers.
It also has to be fixed by the time we go to war, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
We have to let them work.
We do have to.
Mm-hmm. So that starts. So they start working on this thing, and let's see here. I would like anyone who would have left the little hideout. If you would have left on day 2, I need either a acrobatics or a stealth roll, please.
Left the what? Huh? I don't.
If so, you guys are all kind of in the little hut, the little hideout. If you would have left to go like survey or watch or any of that, I would like a athletic or a acrobatics or a stealth roll, please, to avoid these soldiers that are out and about. Oh, that was almost bad. That was so almost bad. Okay. All right. Okay. Anybody else, or are you all staying within the we'll say the tent, as it were, the little hideout?
Yeah, I'm staying there, and I'm advising the kids to stay too.
Okay.
These though.
Okay.
You just need to lie low.
Mm-hmm. Because you need to be here to be the opposite side of the attack that your rest of your troops will do when the Lord of Blades returns and retreats into this cavern. So, now, as this all happens, by the way, you both very much past that. Dorian and Cinder, since you guys are out and about, give me a let's see here. We'll say, what would we use here? I was thinking history because it's knowing of the people, but also it could be perception to just perceive who they are. You know what? Give me your choice, history or perception, to see if you recognize anyone within that 300 people. Okay. Now, Cinder, you do recognize one of the gentlemen. However, it's not because you ever saw him before. But there's a young girl on your fortress that has greatly described and shown you pictures of her father. And you recognize her dad is among these prisoners, among these slaves. Now, Dorian, you also recognize someone. You recognize one of the Brailish mercenaries. They you don't really know them that well, but you did kind of meet them in passing, as it were. Her name is Kita, and you know that she is fairly high ranked, knowing that she can probably, uh, well, incite a uprising if needed, probably, of these prisoners.
Hmm. Well, that would be
Or
useful.
sabotage something if, you were able to get a conversation with her.
Aren't we supposed to not do things like that?
You can sabotage, you just cannot completely destroy. So, like, somebody had said uh, about loosening the Lord of Blades' blades, and then he goes out to war and they fall off. You can sabotage, you just cannot completely destroy it.
Oh. Well, if that's
Okay.
the case, then
Quest of subtlety.
Uh-huh. It's all about subtlety.
I will see if I can try to get her attention, but subtly.
Okay, so how would you do that? She is currently, they are currently making the repairs on this giant Colossus Warforged creation. So, uh, yeah, right into the lava.
Hmm.
It now
I'm almost
smells
at.
even worse. Hmm.
Hmm.
The,
Well,
the,
hmm.
it was a little more slippery when you went to throw it. You just didn't quite have a good enough grip that it slipped out of your hand and went right into the lava.
Well, let me look at my handy dandy list of items here. Surely
Okay.
there must be but one. Let's
Okay.
see. I can't really shoot.
Well, I mean, you could, but probably give your spot away. Yeah, just
That is
maybe.
true.
Mhm. Just
Cash
maybe.
water skin, pistols, another pistol,
Uh huh.
potion of pistol.
Uh huh.
Let's see
Potion
here.
of short. Potion of shoot some more things. Okay.
Um, hmm. I suppose I'll just try to sneak into the camp here.
Okay. Give me
Hide.
a stealth roll then.
Right, show me the money. Okay.
I mean,
I'll even throw
yeah.
21.
Okay. All right. All right. So, okay. Yeah, you can definitely, you look around to look for Cinder to be like, hey, let's sneak into the camp. I recognize that person. You don't see Cinder.
Does she have a passive stealth?
She has freaking amazing stealth. Hey,
She's a
Tor,
passive.
go ahead and roll that stealth check for me, would you please?
Do I get advantage? I don't know.
I mean, sure.
I think I technically do to something, but
Yeah, I don't remember what the something was, but I think so too. Huh? Stealth. She just hit at me. Yeah, yeah, Like I was saying,
Advantage my ass. But yeah, I'll try to
that
sneak.
34 was still the first roll right there.
Right?
Mm-hmm. But yeah. So you look and I will say you do catch a small glimpse of this hairy looking something amongst the crowd that is working, but it was just a split second of sight. So
It's
you know she has made her way into the crowd of people.
probably just Bigfoot looking for some Jack's jerky. Uh,
Okay. So you go up to the lady?
I will keep a slight distance. Do I have ball bearings? I just throw a
Okay.
pebble at her.
Okay.
I had ball bearings, but I don't, so
Okay.
I'll throw a pebble.
See,
That's my.
that's failsies. You can get 1,000 of them for real cheap. Super useful. Push comes to shove, you throw them into your gun and use them as ammo because they're pretty close.
Fair shot.
Right. Okay, so I will say, she doesn't have any armor on. Her AC is 10. Go ahead and roll me just a straight dexterity check.
You definitely killed her with this.
Uh huh.
I mean, I almost killed somebody with a dinner roll.
Uh huh. Okay. So you hit her hard enough that she goes, ow, damn, what? And she looks over. What are you doing to when she looks over your direction?
Probably standing behind some type of cover, whatever that may be, tree or
Okay.
something.
So around here, it's just piles of metal that are getting put onto this warforge. And in fact, you do see that they are scraping together all of the different pieces and all of that. Uh, and you see like there's mobility platforms crafted uh, to be able to make changes on here, and yeah, they're uh they're working their happy little butts along here.
And I will stand behind a particularly tall pile of scrap metal.
Okay. She looks around and she doesn't see you, and she looks very, very confused.
I will
Did you say the slaves were working happily?
No,
go
not
whistling
necessarily.
while they work.
I mean, they're not. So they are not the slaves of Egypt building the pyramids. They are crafting stuff, but it's not the worst thing. They are still alive. They still have a little bit of hope that they might get rescued.
Okay, you just said they were working happily, and I'm like, that
Yeah.
doesn't.
Well, considering the alternative, there is a couple of the Warforged blades that are a little rougher than some of the others, but you, for the most part, they're doing their job. They're not getting super big trouble. They're not
They're surviving.
Yeah, they're still on the early days of survival when there's still hope.
So they're just trying to be cooperative and out of the way until they can try and get away.
Uh-huh. Yep. Yep. And you do, Dorian, you notice that she very much is, in fact, the person that's in charge, as you see her not say anything, just make a movement, and all of a sudden her spot is replaced by someone else, and she is currently free to wander around a little bit.
Then I will throw another pebble at her and try to get her.
Okay, this is the one that's gonna kill her. Alright, go. Go for it.
Death by pebble.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Alright, alright. By the way, go ahead and roll me 2d4, because that's a d4 per pebble. Okay, she's dead. No, no, I'm kidding. The second pebble kills her. No, I'm kidding. It does hit her though, and she's. You hit the other arm, and now she's like, ah, ow! What the fuck is going on? And she will in fact, clock where it came from, and she will head that direction. As she rounds this pile of material that you've seen people coming in and getting a little bit at a time, what do you say? What do you do?
I'm assuming I would know her name if I know her.
You do. She is. Let's see here. Hold on. I gotta come to the right spot. Uh, Kertia. Kertia.
Then as she rounds the corner, I will duck out, put a hand over her mouth, and pull her around out of sight, and then let her go. Quick and easy like.
Okay. Alright. So you do that. Reflexes will dictate that she takes a punch at you. Yep, that's about what I thought it was gonna be.
Not a very hard punch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, you see, like, in just pulling her, you feel that she is extremely strong. She just totally doesn't land the punch. She's like, what the why? You're the one throwing pebbles at me?
Yes.
Why are you throwing pebbles at me?
I was trying to get your attention discreetly.
Well, it was really rude of you throwing pebbles at me.
I did not want to get found out and have to fight an army of Warforged, so you have to excuse the lack of manners and decorum.
Apparently. Who are you?
Oh, does she not know me yet?
She does not recognize you.
Dorian Gray of House Gray.
The Dorian Gray? Nah, that can't be.
What? Why not?
Why are you here? I thought you and your party were part of the big planning mission.
We were, but apparently things are not going well in the present. So we were sent in the past by a chronomancer to try to dictate.
Yeah, I feel another headache coming on.
we was sent back to the past to try to dictate the future by altering some of the events and so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm. Give me a persuasion check, please.
Oh yes, my very high persuasion modifier.
Mm-hmm.
I love what you're
Can I learn
doing.
some of mine?
At the same time, I'm screaming.
I love that both of your characters, the Wednesday and here, you do amazing role playing, and the dice say nope.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
In my defense,
the dice say nope. Uh-huh.
Could I perhaps maybe incite her to my wisdom of the future?
No, that's not how that works.
I'm pretty sure we were given explicit instructions not to change shit, not.
Yeah, I know, right?
Well, they changed it a little. We're finding this person and talking and all this stuff. We changed it. We were supposed to just hide.
I mean, you just got done saying we were supposed to sabotage some things. We can't.
We could, not should.
We could. We don't have to sabotage some things.
Plus, you don't have to tell them we're from the future to sabotage it.
Like, just straight up. Like, on one hand, I admire the honesty. Same time, that's brutal to everybody. I know. I know.
What better sabotage is there than having an existential crisis while you're trying to build a warforge?
I know. It's why I said I both love what he's doing, but I'm still screaming on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna like pop up right behind Dorian.
Okay.
They also just grabbing people and pulling them away. That's not low key. That's not doing this quietly.
It is very quietly. Did you not see my creeping? Oh, this is Cinderstrike as she turns into things.
Okay.
This is why you don't send people without the potty face to talk to people.
I mean, you could have gone too if you wanted, but you didn't.
Decided we were gonna stay in the cave instead of make waves.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I am the wave, darling.
Uh-huh.
Look at my cloak as it billows.
Okay.
If everyone was there, she would not be very
So
pleased with
she tells you, she says, so what are we supposed to do about it? I don't understand time travel. That's not my cup of tea, as it were.
Yeah, it's not my cup of brandy either, but uh, yo,
Ooh, that sounds good.
right?
Mm.
They're assembling a giant. What was they building again? Some Mecha Streisand thing.
Yep. They're building the oh crap, what was it called? Uh uh no. What was the thing from Power Rangers when they put them all together?
Oh,
Megazord.
the
Megazord.
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 Yep. They're totally doing that. Yep. Mhm. Nope.
Have
They
not
are.
thought about that show in a while.
I don't remember why, but I saw a thing.
I mean, I've
Netflix
several of the
now.
actors from it, and they're actually very nice. I didn't watch it personally, but
I did.
There's some version of it on Netflix right now. I think they made a new
Mhm.
series.
Mhm.
There's like a million different ones now.
There is. So they are making a Warforged Colossus. That is what they are making.
For the
They are
Lord of
repairing,
Blades.
as it were. Mhm. Yes, the Lord of Blades is in fact the one who is in charge.
Right.
Mhm.
Well,
I thought she was in charge.
No, of the Warforged. So if they're prisoners or slaves, they're slaves to him because he is in charge of the others.
well, you're building here the thing for the Lord of Blades. If you could build it just not very well, that would greatly help what happens later on.
Okay, but if what do you want me to do that will like where
I'm more of an expert in the finer points of firearms, but if you don't mind meandering about for a bit, I'm gonna go get my Uncle Fester. He's better with these types of things.
um okay. Uh, all right. Sure. Okay.
But
So while Dorian goes back, Cinder Striker, what are you doing? You're over here. You kind of infiltrated this group of 300 people. You saw Dorian and his attempt at all of that.
I demand recognition for my efforts.
Uh huh. Uh huh. Uh huh. I did.
This is
Dude, that's
basically
up. Is that the recognition you wanted?
this feels like the coup that they had in the Avatar live action movie.
Right.
Where they could all it took 4 of them to move one tiny boulder.
So, Cinder Striker, what are you doing while you see Dorian is leaving? Are you going with him or are you staying?
I'm gonna go talk to this lady.
Okay. All right. You go over. Making yourself known to her because you're not invisible, so you're just super duper sneaky.
I'm a ninja.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But you kind of pop up around her corner, the corner of her shoulder. What do you say? As she is very visibly startled that you're right there.
Sorry about that.
It's okay. It's been a weird day. What can I help you? Are you
No, I actually want to help you. I
what?
have some daggers that you can hand around just in case they need to fight.
You okay? Okay. Well, they do searches of our stuff and whatnot, but I'm sure that we can find a way to stash these where they won't be found. How many are you willing to part with?
I have 4,
Okay.
but then I also have
All the things.
I mean, she's a rogue, so she's gotta have at least like 5 of them.
All the things.
That's what it was. Thank you. And I will give one of them very. I don't know if this is a good idea or not, but I will also give her my fake stage dagger with blood.
Okay.
So maybe they can use that somehow. I don't know.
I mean, it's still an object that they can poke at people, I guess. So yeah.
Well, no, I mean in case like somebody clearly got stabbed or something, then you throw out the fake knife, and
Right.
they think, oh, okay, then that's all done with.
Right.
I don't know.
Yep. No, you're good.
Tor doesn't know.
Tor doesn't know. Okay. That's all right. So.
Time travel is weird.
Time travel is a weird soup. Okay. So, now I will say it is about this point when you have finished your conversation with her that you see Dorian come back. Now, who is coming back with Dorian?
I'll be
I
carrying
mean, how much
Arthur
did
as
he
my
tell
own.
us?
I don't know. How much did you tell him, Arthur? Or I mean, Dorian?
That I needed someone of Arthur's expertise to help sabotage a giant mechanical ne'er-do-well.
Okay. You say that, and I will say, without even doing the check, you know that the creator here not super duper happy about this plan.
It'll be fine.
The apprentice is not happy about it.
No, the master.
Oh, did he stay?
Oh
He
wait,
didn't
no,
want-
he left. Sorry, no, he left. Yeah, the apprentice is the one that's still there. Sorry, I had him flip flopped in my head. I'm sorry. Yep, had him flip flopped. Okay, so yeah, the apprentice is like, that's not a good plan, I don't think.
Yeah, if we sabotage it now, it'll be much easier to deal with later.
Yes, but we still need to make sure that he walks on his own.
I mean, he'll be walking, just with a hitch in his giddy up, as they say back home.
Mm. Yeah, I heard that somewhere before, but never really understood it, I guess, until now.
What if we don't restrict his movements, but make it where he has a harder time with overheating if he uses too much of the laser that fucked us up pretty bad?
Yeah, it did. Okay.
Yeah, I was just trying to think. Given my history, is there anything that I'd be able to say, turn this dial down to 2 and or whatever?
Like,
right.
he still works, but
these
like,
2 tubes.
still works, but like, isn't like so over the top.
Right.
What if we hid one of the batteries?
Everybody kind of turns and looks at you. Huh.
Did what?
Huh.
The mechanism that allows them to be powered. I mean, it's an electrical current, right? What if we just found the source of the power and could we remove it without altering things too grandly?
Well, if you remove its power,
It will
it,
have none.
it won't have any, so it would need some alternative power source, but
I mean, what if we make it where the power source, if he walks too much, will fall? Like, it will clatter around inside him, and then it will disconnect basically as he's walking.
Well, that'd be rude.
the
I
other
mean, it'd be
thing,
rude, but
what if, okay,
Why don't you just add an off switch where we can where we know
That's
where
what
it
I'm
is,
saying.
yeah,
Yep.
so that we can turn it off when we find him.
Mm-hmm.
is there a way to disable his self-repair after a certain number of days. That way he's still at top form for all of it except for when we fight him.
Um. Hmm. You can certainly try.
Because he needs to be as he is for
Mhm.
the duration of the fight. If we outright remove his self repair, he might not make it to the day that we need to fight him. Depending on how
Right.
damaged the rest of his
That's
time
true.
is on the actual
Mhm.
battlefield.
That is true. They will tell you that it's going to take all of the band strength that you have to do whatever you want to stream on TV.
All of it.
Mhm.
But that's my 2 cents. If you're going
Okay.
to make adjustments on him,
Mhm.
he needs to be able to make it to the fight.
Mhm.
Because if you adjust the bolts in his legs or anything like that to where he's more likely to fall apart, if he falls apart too soon when we need to fight him, we've already changed it.
Yep.
What if we just had the self-destruct button? And not even off button, it's self-destruct button.
A quick disconnect.
Hmm.
Quick disconnect.
Hmm. I mean, Arthur, if you want to go over and look at it, you can certainly try.
This is just my 2 cents. I'm not very. I don't have a lot of mechanical prowess for doing anything like that. And I don't do this time travel crap. So that's just my 2 cents of based off of what we know, that's what needs to happen.
Okay.
Does this have one of the homing beacons?
What?
Does the Colossus have one of the homing beacons?
Give me a perception check.
So if whatever you're gonna do, Phoebus, I trust you, but I also just need to voice like that's what happened, and we have to do our best to make it where that still happens.
Right. Okay.
Other than that, I'm staying in this cave.
Okay.
And I'm not touching anything.
Mhm. Okay, so there is one package. All right, you have two of them. Sorry. I'm sorry. Okay. You know what, guys? Let's take our break right here, and we will come back in just a few minutes. Okay? All right. All right, and welcome back to DMS Adventures Tavern, where adventure is always on the menu. Just a reminder that we have a special fundraiser game tomorrow. We're raising money for Reese, her vet bills that are upcoming. But she is definitely a member of this tavern and a special place there, so we definitely want to take care of that. And I did see that button push right there. I did see the other one too, but she was eating dinner. So get down, please. Okay. Do you hear him? Get.
Says no.
These are scissors. These are dangerous. You need to get your butt off my table, boy. Get down.
Because I have murder mages, so.
You didn't say it right.
Boy, get down. Get down.
Stay down. You're not getting any if you keep doing that.
These, in fact, are not yours. These are, in fact, your sister's treats. Yeah, they are. There you go,
What
puppy.
He's very into sharing as long as it's not his stuff.
Right. Yep. All right. So the puppy's got some. She got some special treats tonight. She got some chewy bones from the dollar store, and then of course we have the boys with their treats. Get off my table! Hey, get down! Get down! Get down! Or I'm not gonna do it. Oh, he says, oh. Oh. Mhm.
Oh, that's what you wanted. Got
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So we've got treats are delivered. There we go. And yes, that was part of the reason that we got the late start today, because I had to go to the dollar store to make sure we had the lots of puppy treats.
Well, of course, I got lots of puppy treats.
Yep. We have the treats for the boys, but we did not. We was running low on the puppy treats. So, but yes, we will be doing that tomorrow at 6 p.m. All right. So, okay, now back to our crazy adventure that is Eberron. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, and just so that I am completely transparent here, yes, Reese is a big girl who is is she 13 or 12 now? I think she's 12. I don't remember, something like that. But she's a big girl, and she's enjoying them. She's enjoying them bones, except that one that keeps running away from her. All right. So, she's very rude. They roll, and so it's very rude of them. Okay. All right. Now back to Eberron. Haha. Okay. So with that, y'all are well, the two of you have. Well, did Arthur go back with you when you going back there, Dorian?
Yeah, I was gonna go with them,
Okay.
but I was going to use the Staff of the Woodlands to cast without a trace.
Okay. Okay, so you get passed without a trace on you and Dorian because Cinder is already over there, unless you're gonna do it once you get over there.
No, I'm probably gonna
Doing it before. Yeah. Okay, so let's see here. With that, go ahead, Dorian and Arthur, go ahead and roll me a stealth check, please. This should go well for you, Arthur. You can do it.
Usually does. Oh, that's not bad.
That's not bad. Not bad at all. All right. So you're looking at plus 10 to those. So you're good. Okay, so you get over to that area. All right. So you see this giant creature that they are currently working to repair. They're on this Colossus. There's currently salvaged parts and stuff hauled from the Argonauts to this location. Currently, they are working on crafting a set of studded treads so that they can begin work on rebuilding legs for this creation. So
I just want to kind of watch and see if I can deduce anything that would slow it down or provide some sort of advantage to us without altering the timeline.
Okay. Well, currently it does not have some of its big weapons and stuff that you know that it will have attached to it. So, such as that big flamethrower attack that it had. So you could possibly sabotage something in that, but they are not working on that right now. They are working on the legs. But if you give me, let's see, let's go Arcana. If there's something magical that you can do, or something like that. Okay. All right.
I get to add a D4 to Arcana rolls.
You do. You do. I will say you yeah, you might be able to see where there's a couple of spots that might hinder it a little bit, but knowing that it has to make it to the battlefield, you feel that if you can be here in this area when those parts are put on, you most likely would be able to sabotage that flamethrower so that it won't work when he gets out there.
And that doesn't appear to be something I could relay to this lady that Dorian's accosted.
Oh, no, it could be. Yeah, it definitely could be. Because you guys know exactly where that flamethrower will be attached to him. And so you can definitely tell her to be on the lookout for when they attach those, and as well as the other weapons and stuff. But you have to understand that part of the weapons have to work so that they're not gonna immediately discover that there's a problem. Mm-hmm. Right. But you feel that fairly confident that if you manage to somehow sabotage that flamethrower and get it so he does not have that cone of fire, most likely that will make a huge difference in the fight.
I mean, the fire did hurt.
It hurt a lot. And especially because I was the nice dungeon master who, in fact, did not immediately just make it available every single turn, like it said that I could if I needed to.
But you did need to. No.
Exactly. So, yeah. So it could have potentially rolled for it every time and had it hit you every single time.
Kind of my thinking with giving away the daggers is now it's up to them. It's not up to me to tell them what to do, how to deal with it. They have a means to defend themselves. We're not actually hurting the things.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'd probably feel more like relaying this information to this lady would be better.
Okay.
Than trying to get involved myself.
Right.
So
okay.
We'll just sit there and have a chat.
Okay, so give me a history check to see how well you remember the stuff about this creation. And I will say, because it is this, I will actually let you go crit fishing for that crit.
This thing does have guns on it, doesn't it?
It does. Sorta.
Could I
Yeah.
perhaps lend my assistance in an attempt to try and increase the probability of misfire?
He already had advantage. But I'll let you roll a history check to see how well you remember it. Okay, perfect. Yep, there were gun things, like turret-y type gun things on there. Yep. Mhm. Yep. You do let them know that this creature, it you know, it just went, like, it stopped and crushed everything in its path. So taking out some of these crucial things would definitely make a big difference coming when it gets out onto the field. So I will say, with that history check, you are able to relay enough about the colossuses themselves, as well as remembering what the mechanism and everything looked like that you saw on this creation, and you feel fairly confident that she understands what is going on. Let's actually let the dice decide how well she did. Yep, perfect. You know what? I'll give her advantage just because I'm feeling nice like that. Yep, perfect.
What if we just like take some of the metal panels and like give them dings so it's harder to walk?
Okay.
I don't know.
She is over there and she's like, okay, you tell her all of these things. She's totally, like, right there on board. She's like, yep, I got it. Okay, so yeah, we can definitely get somebody to do that. Yeah, we can totally do that. Completely. That's perfect. We can.
And then
Yeah.
she proceeds to make it work better.
No, but she totally does not understand, or even, like, she is struggling with the whole "you are from the future," sent back here to wait until the future catches up with you. And so she does not completely believe any of what you're saying.
I absolutely believe that she has it handled, though.
Totally. Now, Cinder Striker, give me an insight check on that guy that you recognized.
Does he understand?
Okay. You feel like he might understand. Let's see how well he does. Okay. You feel like this guy, like, he's no engineer or whatever, but you know for a fact that he is extremely smart, and you kind of turn, you say a few things to him. He's like, I got this. I'll take care of it. We've got people here that they can totally do that. You get that feeling of he may not be able to be the one that physically does it, but he knows the people who know how to do that.
He's a supervisor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and like right before the end of the conversation where we walk away, I'll say, Sky says hi and she misses.
What? You know.
She's safe. And nobody's coming after her. They're all coming after us. But yeah.
She's alive?
I will hand him the sending stone that goes to her.
Okay.
Or he can borrow it overnight if he wants to.
Oh, okay. All right. He kind of looks at you, and you as you hand him a rock, he's like, okay. But then you explain that she has the other side, and that he is able to do that. Okay, that's pretty awesome. All right.
I'm like fully prepared to watch this man break down in tears, and I'm not even.
Right. So, in case nobody caught this, it is in fact Sky's father that is a prisoner here.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is why uh, why this is all going on. So, okay, this would be the father who she thought was dead, and he thought that she was. What are we rolling a D100 for?
To see if I change shape again.
Oh, okay. I like that we roll so many D100s in this game specifically. I like it. D100s just don't get used enough. Oh! Because what? Trinket table. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay. So, with that, you all feel fairly confident that you have found a way to sabotage this creation, and so he will not, in fact, be hitting you with fire. Doesn't mean it's not going to hit you, but it won't be fire.
Yeah, he's just gonna smash us. It's gonna be a good time.
Yep, totally. Okay, but he can only do that one at a time, so that does help a little bit. All right. So, is there?
First hand, the smash still hurt.
I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I'm just saying, you're not wrong. Okay, so I will ask this: is there anything else the three of you wish to accomplish within this group of 300 people?
I think I'm good.
Okay.
Well, if you tell me the best time traveled.
I suppose give them some of that. Is it Last Samurai? And teach them how to use a knife.
You do realize there are a bunch of Warforged guards guarding these people, right?
Yeah,
So
I'll
maybe
give them
don't.
verbal pointers and call it a day.
Okay.
You thrust. You pull it out. You thrust again. You change angles. Thrust. Do a little twist. And there you have it.
Okay. You see this this one person, fairly young, human or half elf, you're not quite sure, but he's over there, and he's putting like pieces of metal, attaching, holding them to have somebody else kind of like rivet them on situation. But you see that as he's waiting, he's holding the piece with one hand, and he's got this little scrap of metal, and he's kind of doing what you're saying as you say it. Looks very similar to what you would be doing.
Perfect. Glad I could help guide the next generation that happened in the past.
Yes, exactly. Okay. So, with that, Cinder Striker, are you doing anything else?
No, I'll just kind of like every once in a while, just make sure, like, do my own kind of look over and patrol thing.
Okay. Are you guys going back to the shelter, or what are you doing?
That's where I'm going to head.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's.
You and me both were on the same page there, Raven.
I'm like, you the word stab probably would have been a little bit better.
Maybe.
I've learned that just talking somebody through tying a bow tie can sound very, very bad.
Yep. Okay, so at this point, you now have completed day 2 of this. As Cinder, as you guys are going back, you see that the prisoners or slaves, or whatever you want to call them, are being taken back over to the encampment that is at the top of the savannah, where you had explored at least a little bit, and they are taken back to the encampment for the evening. So, with
3 more days.
But there's other things that you can potentially do.
Now, is this 3 more days until we're back to our until it resets, or 3 more days until we actually have to like destroy the thing?
So on day 5, the army marches out to go into battle. Day 6 is the one where the time stream synchronizes. So you have 5 days to accomplish stuff, and then when the timeline synchronizes, then that's when you destroy all of the things. Because they will be coming in from the entrance, and you will be already in here.
Why did you send us back like an hour before?
Because this way you can prepare and sabotage things like the Colossus, where you're going to potentially sabotage things. Now,
I feel like we're telling a lot or time traveling. I don't know if we can survive through more days of this.
Now you know how I feel every time we meet a stranger and you guys are like, hey, look at this oracle thing. It's cool, right?
Exactly.
Alright, so with all of that, I will say the old man has not come back.
See?
He's
the
dead.
timeline.
He's dead. He's either dead
I mean, he was supposed to die.
or being exploited for his information.
You also can tell that the forge is being used at the moment. You do not know by whom, but it is being used. You're pretty sure you know who it is. But
I'm arguing with Krebus. It was a necessary evil. It had to happen. Like, it was inevitable. It was gonna happen regardless, unless we messed up the timeline.
But we'd already messed up. You guys already had messed up the timeline.
You're not a part of this. You don't know we're from a different timeline. Shh.
He does know.
I would say
He's not supposed to know.
But he
proved it.
Well, he already knows.
He already knows because you guys told him, the whole thing, and that he has to go tell you a message to come back to do this.
All right. Do I need to have the circle of life talk with you, son? Because I already have one child that apparently I've adopted. Podorian's decision. So I have to be a mom because he's the dad. So you gotta have a mother figure in the situation.
Not necessarily, but whatever.
But it helps. And I'm trying to keep Dorian calm. So I'm trying to balance out Dorian.
It's part of the nuclear family.
Yes.
I'm gonna go with okay. Go for it. It's fine.
But look. It's a circle of life. Everybody's life has to come to an end at some point. His life,
yeah, he totally does not believe you.
So, you gotta understand. Everybody has a set time they're supposed to die. That's just how life works. Arthur here, we don't know exactly when he's supposed to die, but we know it's at some point in the near future probably, because look at him.
I was not aware there had been much time as he is old.
But you see, everybody has a certain point they're supposed to die, regardless of what you believe. At some point, if you are meant to die in that moment, you are going to be there in that moment regardless. So it's all just fate coming into play.
But do we not create our own fate? That is what free will is all about, is it not?
Unfortunately, we do not create our own fate. There are gods in the sky that tell us otherwise, and there's a lot of gods, and at one point, you just gotta give in to your
you see, like,
I'm just like remembering her stance, like just the other day, and then flip flopping.
Yep. Welcome to Raven.
We are given free will, but still, our fate is somewhat predetermined, and our death. We do not choose our life, and we do not choose our death, and unfortunately, that was when his death was supposed to be. So if he's dead, he's dead, and you just gotta deal with it.
But you're saying we get to choose when they die.
No. But
yes.
The time that they were supposed to die, and he could not listen to me. He chose to listen to me. I just persuaded him, and he chose to listen to me. It's not my fault that he chose to listen to me.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Because, he couldn't have listened to you if you weren't talking.
But he could have made the decision to stay here.
With that, you hear
the cause of a bunch of people's deaths, so I don't know how much they choose or we choose.
I mean, Zutog's like all shy and stuff, and he's just kind of mumbling, but he's like, I mean, he could have stayed.
He could have.
No.
So with that, you see that the young man after this argument with Raven will go ahead and get on his dragon and fly away.
Where are you going?
To go
You're
find
not
him.
supposed to die. You know, I don't like this time travel stuff. I feel like we got too much that we gotta deal with.
Everybody give me a perception check, please. Oh,
Get
thank
there,
you,
I thought.
Cinder, for already doing that.
I was starting to do it as soon as.
Part of me thought you were gonna ask for a wisdom save. I was like, here it comes.
Right, right. I thought about it.
Here it comes.
Okay. So, while all of this is going, as you watch the mechanical dragon take up into the sky in this cavern, Dorian, you catch sight of what looks to be, one by one, a gathering of Warforged, not too far from your vicinity. We're talking like
True.
probably 15, 20 like minutes away from, from you. If you look, you could probably, it starts this pattern that all of a sudden these guards just come, and they're one by one. They're not coming into groups. They're just spaced out just enough that you might be able to sneak around and sneak by to see what they are doing, because they all seem to be gathering in one place. Do you tell the rest of your party?
Oh, sure, I'll point it out.
Okay. Alright. Krebus and Mahler, give me a, let's see, with those perception, give me a history check, please.
Nope.
Good job, Mahler.
Nope.
Yeah, you can see them gathering, but you do not have any idea why they're doing it. Now, Krebus, you have not been a participant here, but you do know of a group known as the Parliament of Gears. Although most of the Blades support the Lord of Blades, of course, his goals and objectives, a few deplore his methods. Rather than seeing him in the role of dictator, or God King, as it were, they would rather he opted in a more presidential aspect, governing by elected parliament. The Parliament of Gears is considered assassinating the Lord of Blades a time or two, and replacing him with more forthright figurehead. But so far, well, they haven't yet. So you know this small piece of information about the groups of guards here on the ship, and this one by one situation clearly reminds you of that. That might be what they are doing, setting up a meeting of the Parliament.
Okay. Cool.
So, Does any okay? So you're doing the telepathic bond, okay?
Yeah.
Now, how many of you are sneaking over there to try to listen to whatever this is that's going on?
Suppose I'm still over.
You still what?
I am not very sneaky, but maybe I could blend
Oi,
in.
Tor. Oi.
Before anybody goes, I can cast that.
Pass without a trace again?
Well, that's for an hour. Has it still been an hour?
Yeah,
Oh
but it.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
But I don't think
so.
I want to tell everybody what I heard about this Parliament of Gears.
Okay.
Through the
Yep.
bond.
Right. Okay. Alright. So, with that, the two of you sneak over. Grievous, are you going with him or are you staying back?
I'll go with them.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a stealth check, please.
Okay. At triple advantage.
Before you actually take off,
Okay.
don't you think that you should probably cover up your ears? You don't look like the other Warforged.
I unscrew my ears.
Okay.
Yeah.
You take your ears off.
I'm so. It's just like one of those things. It's like, it could be a thing.
They're ornamental.
Okay. Alright.
Oh, I didn't mean sleight of hand. Oops.
You very stealthily and dexterously take those and you take off your
I
ears.
just slipped. I was holding it on there, and then
I know.
I took attention off of it.
Yeah. But okay, you're good. You're good. You guys sneak close and they're it's weird because it's clear that they are taking this effort to avoid the other Warforged patrols because you've been able to observe them enough to know the paths that they take, and it seems so do these guys because they are purposely just outside of the area in which they would be fighting. So yeah. So you see, like they purposely made their meeting spot not be anywhere near the patrol routes.
Right. Which makes sense.
Right. And you see that this gathering is being led by a blade champion, and you overhear him be referred to as Haft Spear. Haft Spear.
Right.
Haft Spear. Now, Krebus, Dorian, and Cinder Striker, go ahead and give me perception checks, please. I know how much you love to roll these. Okay. There you go, Cinder. Alright. There you go, Krebus. Okay, so Dorian is just like scoping out, listening around everything. But Cinder Striker and Krebus, you both pick up that Half Sphere explains to the gathering that action must be taken to slow the Lord of Blades' muster and delay his invasion of the country. This creation forge can only be worked by someone bearing the mark of making. So, Halfspear is plotting to assassinate the captive smith known as Demery Decaneth. So, you all know that that is someone especially close ties to Arthur's family here. So, with that, actually, you know what? Everybody give. Oh, yeah. So you guys have the bond up. Are you relaying this information as it happens?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So then I would say, let's see here. Everybody give me a history check.
Sorry, I hit the wrong one.
That's right. It's okay to incite me. It's fine. All right. Hey, Arthur. Do you have a mark of the making?
I do.
Oh. Hey, Arthur, you also remember so does Joe.
Does he?
Hmm.
Okay.
So, you know that there are at least 2 of your party. Now, does anybody else have a mark of the making?
Don't think
I
so.
have the mark of the finding.
Mm-hmm.
I have
Okay.
no mark.
No marks. Okay. All right. Yep. So, yes, you. But you know that. Or sorry, no. Actually, I thought he did. I thought he took it the other level and did it, but no, he didn't. He only has mark of healing. So you are the only one, Arthur. Which means, though, that you in fact can use the forge.
So what I'm hearing is
You can make us a monkey.
he can make the monkey.
What I was hearing was the cannons are about to get real huge.
Real huge. Yep. So, with that is what you hear from this little gathering, is that they will be assassinating the captive smith Demery DeCanith. So
does that name ring a bell at all?
It does. It does. That is one of the main family members, DeCanith. Yep. And you know that they are direct descendants of the not the guy who's here, but his brother. Yep. So, do you, knowing all of this, do any of you do anything about this situation?
I'll actually pitch the idea of because we have the bond, right?
Mm-hmm.
What if those who are there kidnap him or infiltrate to find out where he is, and we just extract him rather than kill him, just long enough for after the timeline syncs back up again?
You know that they are kept up in the encampment.
I don't know, but I would just like pass that on. Like a alternative to just offing him could be to just remove him from the equation.
Okay.
Did they say when they were planning on assassinating him?
They did not. But you know, based on everything, that it's going to be very, very, very soon.
But on the other hand, they need to be able to make their army fire.
Mm-hmm. That's why this guy wants to kill them, because then it's going to be one person less that can use this.
Yeah, they still have the guy that Jez sent back, so they have a manufacturer. This guy's just an extra one, and I'm just an extra one.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So do you do anything to this room or to this anything? Are you guys doing? So are you going to do anything to stop this possible assassination?
last times we were sent to have people not be murdered.
Yeah, we don't know if this Demery Decanus survived
You do not know.
to our time.
Yeah.
Nope.
We don't, but it's also like I also kind of feel bad, like for this guy's like broken family, but that's just me.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, man, kind of be nice for him to have something to look forward to, if nothing
Right.
else.
Right.
Feel
Yep.
like I
But that's just
probably
me.
would try to intervene.
Okay,
You
what
guys
are you gonna
stop.
do?
You guys are making me feel more human. Stop it.
You're welcome.
I'm getting feelings.
Feelings.
So, where is what is the assailant doing right now?
So, well, the one who's in charge of this meeting, he was just explaining all of that, and said that they would take care of the strawberry situation, as they codenamed it.
But okay, so these are the people who would uh, be the ones assassinating somebody.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Excuse
Keep in mind, there is a bunch of Warforged here in this meeting. Um, define a bunch. Um, roll me 2d20s, please. We'll
This is
let
not
you.
the time to crit.
Uh-huh.
I mean, how about the D100? We don't roll those enough.
That's true.
but
So
they're
there are
mostly very
currently.
low.
I mean, to be honest, that's not bad. 30, 32 out of
Out of 40?
Mhm. Yeah, not bad. Not bad at all. Uh-huh.
So I'm so
Mhm.
confused. Are these the ones that are in his army, in the Lord of Blades army, that are
Uh-huh.
trying to?
Uh-huh.
So then why
So
are
they
we?
have to make it out eventually, right?
Uh-huh. Yep.
Neither
Yep.
involving Noah was too freaking confused. So
So the choice
So.
is here to let them carry on with
Mhm.
their plan and maybe or maybe not be successful in the future,
Right.
or try to stop them now and have to deal with 32 out of 40 Warforged.
I mean, but we don't. Do we know if they make it or not? Like, are they supposed to be successful? Are they not? See, it's. I hate time.
You don't know.
Hate these consequences.
Uh-huh.
This would be a lot easier if I wasn't a lawman.
Mhm.
Mm,
Mhm.
Wait, where are we at in relation to this room again? Are we like hidden
So
somewhere?
they're like in kind of where this guy is. I figured. You're just kind of you're hidden behind some stuff, listening to this meeting as they have it.
Hiding behind the
Uh,
muskox.
sure. Sure.
Well, damn you, Susan.
And
Uh
the guy
huh.
they're planning to murders up at the camp.
Yep.
I will slowly, apprehensively,
Mhm.
hesitantly
Mhm.
begin to take out my rifle and look
Mm.
down the barrel of the scope towards the, I guess the one making the plans here.
Okay. So half sphere. Okay.
I will also pass on through the thing.
Mhm.
If you guys do decide to physically stop them, you need to hide the fact that there was a fight here.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm not even there.
I
And don't
yeah.
tell them that we're from the future.
Don't tell them.
I'm hoping I won't have to tell them anything because I'm hoping
How
I'm just like,
far? How many
Well,
of them are there?
So there's 32 of them
Okay.
in this little group that they are watching. Um, there are more and more and more of these warforged that are created every day. More and more and more and more.
Is there any way to tell who are the most influential ones?
The one who half sphere is the one who's talking, and it's clear that he's the one that's in charge.
Okay, but do I notice anybody
It only
else?
takes one of those guys getting away to send a whole damn army down on us.
How far away are we?
So it's about 15-minute walk from where your hideout is.
But how do we know they're talking, what they're saying? If we're
So Dorian and Cinder went and didn't and you, yeah.
In Mauler.
Yeah. So there was a couple of you that went over so you could hear what was being said.
Yeah, I figured like if I actually went,
Mhm.
if I was spotted, I'd just be another Warforged.
It's true.
Right.
Okay. Anything else that you would like to do, or anything like that?
I'm weighing the pros and cons of pulling the trigger here.
Well, I'm wondering if I could cast a spell that could maybe convince them to not assassinate.
But what if they're supposed to assassinate?
That's what I mean. It's the same result. It's the same result as if Dorian decides to shoot him. But if Dorian decides to shoot him, just another one will be selected for the task.
Yeah. We just need them to switch from killing to just maybe stashing him somewhere. Or forcibly removing his mark.
And this is why I tell you again, do not tell them of fun in the future.
I mean, if you have an idea, Creebus, I am all ears.
Well, I could try to suggest to at least 10 of them that the path isn't to kill him.
Because then they would be no better.
Okay.
They could also, so these marks, are you able to destroy a mark to where it is no longer usable?
I mean, theoretically, if you skid it off somebody.
Or just removing the limb.
That's a little extreme.
We can get new ones. What? It's Eberron. You can get a new arm.
Zudok has gotten very good at specifically lightning somebody's body in a certain way.
That's true.
And then you can burn it off.
That's true.
I've had a lot of practice.
I'm just looking for alternatives to he needs to die.
Right.
Okay.
We're sent back to change one thing, and we're changing everything.
Uh-huh.
Why did they? See, we told the Oracle of Worlds this is a bad idea. They didn't listen to us. Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
And we wouldn't have gotten roped in this far if you guys hadn't keep telling everybody we had it.
I did not tell
most people.
People seem to just know that we have it.
So we were supposed to meet with people and talk about it, and you guys were like, yeah, here. And took it out. Show, look, you can do all this cool stuff.
I mean, maybe we were secretly hoping they would take it away from us, and then we wouldn't have to deal with it anymore.
Right. Twist it.
Pop it. Twist it.
Oi. You know what? On that note, that is where we're gonna end tonight because I can't go anywhere from there. Can't go anywhere from there.
Thoroughly taken Susan's campaign of political intrigue and war violence and destroyed it.
Yep.
That's the only way.
that's where we end for tonight. So. Can't. There's nowhere to go from there. The only where to go from there would be if the wizard casts fireball. So I think we should not do that, and we'll just go ahead
Psychic
and
scream. I have psychic scream.
There you go.
Or wish.
Uh-huh.
I'll do it if you want me to.
No, I do not.
Oh
I have
man.
wish, and I can cast any 8th level spell with it. Any.
There you go.
However, here's the problem, right?
No, we don't have to worry about the 5th level
The
or above.
spells. Yeah, I know. There's the whole limit on spells of 5th level or higher.
Uh-huh.
What happens when you do a 9-level spell?
I don't know. Want to do it and find out? We can do that next week when we come back. So.
Wish for more fireballs.
Okay. Yeah, I mean she owes us like 3 or 4, so you know you missed a couple sessions of casting that. So, all right, guys. Well, just a reminder, we are doing that special fundraiser game tomorrow, 7/8, raising money for Reese's upcoming vet bills, and also a really good excuse for them to get a bunches of treats. So, with that, we are going to go ahead and end our night here, and I do thank you so much for hanging out with us here at DMS Adventurers Tavern, where adventure really is always on the menu. Have a good night, guys.